Hey, thank you for joining Uncle Mike for this edition of the Dow Directions, a technical analysis of the Dow. Well, we are on a weekly chart right now instead of the daily. If you can see, we've put in a couple nice weeks here. Uh, not to have to look pretty far back to find a pattern like this. And we travel back, and here we go. In January 2008, we had some right here too in April. But other than that, on a weekly basis, you can see it's been poor. This wick is not a good signal. That's a rejection wick for the week, so that would tend to foretell that prices may be heading back down. We touched the T8 on a weekly basis. You can see here. There's a trend line on a weekly. I had this on the daily chart, but it falls nicely in the weekly. We have to get above that. There is our 20 EMA at 81.76, which we really need to hold on a weekly basis. To note that a short-term bottom has been put in on a weekly basis. There, up above here is the 50 at 96.02, and we're still at 11,000 on a weekly basis for the 200 period moving average. Okay, here I adjusted it a bit. I went back to 1995. I know it looks scrunched up, but that way you can see the whole chart right there. And I'll expand it for you. And that gives you a little better picture of where we've been, how we've traveled on a weekly basis. So what we need to do, like I said, really is get above this 200, which is 11,000, and that will be falling off and coming down at a slowing pace other than it has been coming down at this point in time. Let's look at our support and resistance weekly basis on a shorter term. Still the support level 82.12 is where it broke through support on a shorter time period, and this happened 5 weeks ago. Support and resistance on a longer time frame, it broke the downside support level of 78.82 5 weeks ago, which was a bearish sign. And above our head now, the resistance level on a longer term basis is 10,954, which seems eternities away. On the Trend chart checkup for the weekly, price bias is still downward. The projected upper bound is 85.08. The lower bound is 58.35. The Rex Takasuchi profile for the week closed up 54 points. Volume was 154% above average, and Bollinger Bands now are 12% wider than normal. The technical outlook is short in the short term is neutral. Intermediate and long term are bearish. The Dow is currently 36.6 below its 200 period moving average. Again, folks, remember we're talking weekly, and this is still in a downward trend. Volatility is extremely low when compared to volatility over the last 10 periods, and the 10 periods again for this is the last 10 weeks. The trend forecasting oscillators are currently bearish, and they've had this outlook for the last 69 periods. That's 69 weeks. So again, don't be confused with some of the numbers we typically use. I usually do a Dow Directions on a daily basis. This on the weekend, I like to take a longer term view, and this is the weekly. And we'll look at the weekly for a while because we can gauge the market, and we'll look at the monthly at the end of the month. We'll always take a quick review of the monthly. So thanks for joining Uncle Mike for this edition of the Dow Directions. Check the website www.teachtalktrade for any additional information, or if you'd like to day trade along with us in our day trading room. Thanks again. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend.